Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Farming Simulator 22 as we continue our Swiss chocolate run. And brought you back a little bit early. I usually don't come back during the nighttime, but I do have a mod turned on that's supposed to like double the intensity of the light or double the range of the light, something like that, maybe both. So hopefully it's a little bit easier to see. I think it looks okay on the video from what I can tell so far, but I still probably won't do too many videos at night. Just I'm not a huge fan of them personally, but I still have some stuff to do today. And I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys back because I wanted to kind of talk through some stuff as well. So a few things. Let me quickly update you guys on where the status of the fields are right now. We've got this guy mulching, so that's being done. We've already collected all the grass off of this field as well as the one next to us. We've got this guy picking up grass off of this field. We'll switch back to him momentarily to finish up the big field, field 18. And then that's it. So all that grass is going into silage. We still have quite a bit of hay left over currently. Although in the future, grass will solely be for hay for us going forward. I've done a lot of offline play in the last few weeks. Finally got around to being able to play with a buddy of mine who we played Farming Simulator 19 a ton together in multiplayer. And we just never had time to play 22 yet until recently. So finally got around to playing with him. And usually when I play games with him, I'm able to like do a lot more experimentation because he's able to handle the day-to-day operations of like feed the cows and this, other, that. And I can handle all the, try stuff out, see what works best, things like that. So there are a few things that I have, kind of discovered that I definitely like better. And I definitely know is ultimately just a better setup. Corn, by far, king of silage still. I mean, if you want to do silage, corn. Corn is the king, has been the king, will always be the king, I'm sure, for all of Farming Simulator eternity. Now, if you don't like replanting stuff, you can technically do silage with grass and it's still good, but corn is by far the best. With one caveat to that, and that caveat is that corn is only a partial year crop. Like you plant it in April, May, and then you harvest in October, November. That leaves 2 to 3, depending on kind of how you set it up, 2 to 3 rounds of grass that you can collect. As long as you're still supplementing your corn with some grass crop in between it, yeah, corn is by far the best. Now, if you're never going to plant the grass after you plant the corn, you're just going to let the field sit there, well, then it's probably just better just to do grass and roll over it and whatever. You get a little bit less overall total silage during that time period, but I guess you save yourself a little bit of hassle. Personally, I'm okay with the corn hassle. I think it's amazing how much silage stuff like that you get from the corn. So that is going to be a long-term plan for us for sure. So I got this guy going. Let me get back over here just so I can get him rolling while I'm talking. A few other things. I've personally been doing slurry and manure wrong. So, and I just think I just misunderstood kind of the description. It's actually in the help information. If I go over here to the help information, you can actually see what I'm about to tell you. And I think I just misunderstood it until I really started seeing it in action a little bit more on a larger scale. Because, well, like I said, when me and my buddy play, we play on a massive scale. Like we play on a super scale. We've got like 300 cows, and that's just because we're letting them reproduce. We could have easily had 500 plus cows. We got several things set up. We've got currently, let's put it in perspective, we have a silo with 1 million liters of total mixed rations ready to go for all of our cows. We do things on a big scale. We've got sheep, we've got chickens, we've got bees, we got everything, all this sorts of stuff, and we own all of our equipment, all that kind of stuff. It's just the way we grow. I don't know. We like to do stuff on big scale, but doing it like that helps me learn a little bit more about the game. I probably learned more about the game in the last couple of weeks, mostly because we've probably played 50, 60, 70 hours in the last couple of weeks. If you put it in perspective, I've only played I might have only played 60, 70 hours on this save of the Swiss run. So that's almost a year's worth of playtime, and I've done all that within the last 2 weeks. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. I think it's under the precision farming. Where is it? Is it nitrogen value? Okay, so here we go. So it says right here, hopefully you can see my mouse. Slurry or manure will increase the nitrogen level by a fixed value depending on the soil type. I think that's the part I was kind of misunderstanding a little bit. It is recommended to do this before prepping the field for the next sowing. So the idea being you put some slurry and manure down. That helps you get part way to the fertilization level that you need. And then you follow that up with either solid or liquid fertilizer to get it perfect. And by doing that, it still gives you a huge value from the slurry or the manure because it saves you a ton of that more expensive liquid or solid fertilizer because you've already got it part way there. You got it halfway there, whatever number it might be, and then you just got to top it off with that value. So you're still stretching your liquid to solid fertilizer quite a bit further, but you still need it. It's still necessary to really get it fine tuned in perfectly. So that's something I have not really been doing a good job of. I'll admit. Hopefully we can hopefully going forward do a bit better job. We'll see. But yeah, so that was one thing. Another thing, the expansion is coming up here in a month at the time that I'm recording this, roundabouts there, something like that. I can't remember the exact, it's sometime in November. And I'm recording this in October. So, so sometime in the next few weeks or month or whatever it may end up being, the expansion is coming out. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I don't want to continue these runs too far into the expansion. I'd like to kind of start a new save in the expansion or shortly thereafter. So for that reason, I'm going to probably drastically bump up our loan amount for this save and the other two saves. You won't see it on the other two saves because I think I'm actually triggering this action on this save a bit earlier. I've got a couple of extra videos recorded for the other two saves, so you guys won't see those until a little bit later, but same thing's going to happen to them as well. I'm going to just bump up. I don't know. We're at what, $1 million right now? I think I'll probably go up. I might go up all the way to 2 million. Who knows? Probably at least 2 million. Just I want to get things rolling, and I want to get the things moving. And that's probably, truth be told, going forward in my series, I'm probably going to be just doing massive loans at the beginning, and then just the goal being pay off the loan. Let's get all of our equipment and then pay off the loan. That's our goal. Something like that. So, because I mean, if you want to go see a guy struggle through, $0 and having to do contracts and never able to rent equipment, only have to buy, like that struggle fest of a farming simulator, I'm sure you could find one of those guys somewhere on YouTube. By all means, have at it. Not really how I choose to play. Now, I like playing on the hard economy. So I'm still playing on the start from scratch mode in the sense that I like the economy still being hard, but I think I'm going to allow myself to take a bigger loan. Look, if I can take a $1 million loan for a house, to live in, surely I could take a $2 million home for a farm. I mean, come on. I would think something like that is pretty legit and somewhat, normal to some degree, as long as you have some way to pay it back. Now, obviously, the negatives of taking out a massive loan is that we get a much larger, interest rate that we're having to suffer through each month. I mean, right now we're suffering through a 33. When we have it to full $1 million, we're at 33, I believe. So that's a $6,000 just every month, $70,000 a year, basically, a little bit more of interest that we're having to deal with just because the loan exists. That's a lot of money to have to make up and then still to get a profit on top of that to start trying to make some ground from there. So anyway, stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to take some more loan. We'll start with 500,000. I might go up to the extra said the 2 million, and we'll kind of go from there. I just want to get stuff set and then just see if we can get a good ending point for these series. So I have the opportunity to potentially make some new series for once the expansion rolls out. I honestly don't know if there's going to be that much new in the expansion that's really going to make a difference for these series. It's more of just I don't know. We've been doing these for almost a year, right? So it's time to start something new. And I've got some other ones that I kind of want to mess around with, and other types of things that we haven't really done yet that I still want to do. So that is something I wanted to let you guys know about. If that bothers you, I can't say I'm sorry if I'm not sorry. So I guess, oh well, I guess is all I can say. I mean, come on, you've had over 100 episodes of content of me struggling through this, which has just been fine. Honestly, I don't mind the struggle in one sense, but it does take a long time. And when you're doing this by yourself, it takes a really long time. In theory, mathematically, you would think that two people, it would only be twice as fast, right? Like you would be able to get through stuff twice as quickly with two people. For some reason that I can't explain, it feels like it goes 4 times faster to get stuff done with two people. It's mind-boggling how much just an extra pair of hands can speed everything that you needed to do up. It's crazy. So anyway, so those are some of the ideas, some of the plans, and I just want to kind of let you guys know about that. I am just going to go ahead and drop this grass off. We're still going to go ahead and, like I said, turn this grass into silage for now, just because I've already started and we've got plenty of hay for the moment. But going forward, you will probably see grass solely be used for hay because, again, corn will be our primary silage. Now, we still have plenty of silage as well, so we're not going to be doing any, at least for the number of cows that we have currently. So we're not going to be doing any sort of corn just yet. I think I'm still planning on planting soybeans or something like that, some sort of cash crop, just to get a little bit of money just off our field, just so they're not just sitting there doing nothing. Although we probably need some straw at some point. So a straw-based crop would also be pretty useful, although there's not a lot of straw-based crops that are worth money-wise, Anyway, let me get this. Continue to pick this up. Did I already? Yeah, you're still going, right? No, you're not. You're struggling. Really? AI? Why does the AI have to be dumb sometimes? The AI is really pretty good most of the time. Really dumb some of the time. Like, it's either pretty good or really dumb. I feel like there's not really much of an in-between. Alright, we'll have to keep an eye on you, my friend. We need to get you set up on this other field to mulch. So, kind of back to what I was talking about. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and skip through this. We're almost done here, but let me go ahead and skip through this so I can get to the other side and we can start planning for whatever's going to be next, and then we'll continue our discussion. All right, I'm back, and we are done for the day. And you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute. If you're done, why do you still have grass on the fields? So, after that big long spiel about doing corn, I've kind of started thinking about, you know what? Corn is great. Corn is definitely better in the long run. Like, it's just so much that you get. But to justify doing corn, I really feel like I would need like a lot of cows to really just be kind of taking advantage of that large number. Plus, it is a bit more expensive to process. You got to get the forage, harvester and things like that. That's, an extra piece of equipment. That's not a cheap piece of equipment. So I think if I was doing like 300 cows, 100%, I would be doing corn. For sure. I don't know that I want to do 300 cows on this save. I think I want to kind of keep it relatively small. So I've decided I'm just going to keep it on grass for right now. And we'll run with that because I think the grass will be able to keep up with the relatively small number of cows that I plan on doing. Now, I say relatively small. I do want to double the number of cows we got. We currently got effectively 45 cows. Well, that's how much this thing can hold. I'd like to get one more of these smaller pastures set up. And that will be kind of the number of cows that we have. I think that number of cows could keep up with the chocolate demands for sure, and maybe have a little bit left over for cheese or butter or something like that. So I think that's the plan. Plus, I'll be honest with you, I kind of want to fix my cows. They're kind of a little chaotic as far as the numbers and kind of where they're at. I've been doing 6s because that's how much our trailer currently holds. I think I want to change that to 15. 3 sets of 15 cows would just be just about perfect, I think. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So, we're going to do that. We're going to fast forward to tomorrow so I can actually see. I did mulch the grass, but the mulching does the same thing as rolling. So it's already prepared and it's already growing. So the fact that I mulched it, it took a little bit longer because the mulcher is a little bit smaller, I think. Maybe a little bit smaller, but effectively does the same thing. So I'm not too worried about it. In fact, it might even help. I'm not sure if is the mulching better than rolling? Not sure. It does say it's mulch. Do we get a little extra percentage? Should we just not roll anymore? You guys can let me know that one if you already know the answer to that. But for now, we're going to be fine with the way things are. We do nitrogen's mostly okay. We might run a passive nitrogen here on a few spots. We do need to do some more lime here soonish, probably the next month or two. So we'll look at that as well. But yeah, we're going to keep grass going for now. I do need more hay. That's part of the reason why I'm going to keep grass going. I do have a lot of hay, but if we're going to double the number of cows, I'll probably need more. So we'll probably plan on that. I do also need some more straw, but I'm hoping I can get straw from one of the 2 fields on the map that we can hopefully get a contract for, either 11 or 22. If not, we'll have to just figure out how to do some more straw ourselves. But it's not time to plant straw right now anyway. So if I was going to do that, I'll just let grass run for a couple more months until it's time to plant either wheat, barley, or oats. Actually, we're just past the oat time. So either wheat or barley, and then I'll make a decision about whether we need to switch the grass temporarily to a straw crop and kind of go from there. Now, the problem with the straw crops, those two specifically, oats fine. Wheat and barley, unfortunately, do basically take a full year, right? So you really don't get any grass time in the mix, unfortunately. I mean, you could technically, for barley, get maybe 1 round of grass, maybe 2. But, and I guess the wheat, you could technically get 1 round of grass as well, but that's a lot of hassle for just 1 round of grass. I think I'd rather at least make sure I have for sure 2 before I make it worthwhile to go through and plant grass. So let's fast forward and get things going for that. And we're going to see, so we can see better. Honestly, I just kind of want to do some maneuvering and do some stuff here. While I'm planning out some stuff, let's go ahead and get our guy doing a pass of fertilizer just to make sure our grass is in fact topped off. Shouldn't need too much because I think most of the grass is already... grass just doesn't need that much fertilizer to begin with, but should be all right. We'll get this rolling while we're planning. One of the things I do want to change is I want to get a different barn for our straw and hay. So I will be thinking about how that looks here momentarily. All right, let's get out, let you run while I jump over here and do some stuff. I mean, I could put it in the same spot by emptying this thing out. It wouldn't take that much trouble to empty you out. We'd have to just plop you on the side over there like the other stuff for temporarily. Or I could always move it over here, kind of next to the silo. That also would be an option. We're not going to be doing much more, like building-wise. We are obviously going to put another cow thing down. So if I come in here, and I do want to just do another one of these smaller ones because... I think for this map, I think this is going to be fine. Don't think I can I fit it in this way? Barely. It'll be really bumping up against that field. I might need to turn it sideways to give me a little bit more space. Maybe put it this way. Honestly, I'm not sure which one makes... this one might be a little bit easier to kind of maneuver through there. I mean, I could do it this way. It just had to be pushed back a little bit further. Honestly, I could actually push it back even further, right? Because we own a lot of this stuff. Obviously, I need to sell this first one. Kind of have it a little bit offset. That might work, actually. So, one of the first things we do need to do is move these cows out of the way. We do have some cows going to be reproducing here momentarily, but kind of just, like I said, I kind of just want to reset everything. I want to get everything situated the way I want it to be. So, I'm probably just going to sell all of our cows. And then just buy 3 sets of cows, basically. I'm going to buy some at the baby age, some at the middle age, and some at the old age, so that we still have a bunch of cows automatically already start to produce, and then we can kind of go from there. Actually, we might not need to do that. Let me think, how could I do this? I'm trying to think of a good way to split this up to make it worth our while. Or I could just leave these alone. We'll deal with these as we deal with them. And figure out how we want to do the other one. Just make sure the other one's set up differently. How many do we actually have? I don't want to sit there and do the math. So I'm just going to come over here. We do have 43. So 43 plus the 6 we have sitting over on the other side. That's 49, which is an odd number. As you would expect, I guess. So many ways I could do this. I'm just trying to figure out the best way based on what I want out of this. All right, one thing I think we need to sell this trailer. We're not going to be using this trailer anymore. It's going to be too small for us. We don't need the water anymore, so we can sell this off. That's going to be too small for us. Or it's not going to be needed for the building anyway. We need to get rid of some of the cows or all the cows. However, we decide to do that. Honestly, I think I'm just going to sell all the cows. I know it's crazy, but I want to reset. I want to reset on the cows, get them set up the way I want them to be, and we'll go from there. So starting off, first thing would be to sell the cows. We're not going to get full value for these, but we're still going to get pretty good value for these. Obviously, these were baby cows. They started off with what, a $300 value. Now they're worth almost $1,000. Still pretty good, honestly. So I could be transporting these, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. We're just going to breeze through this real quick. It's a lot of cows to transport. That'd be a lot of trips, and I don't really feel like taking that many trips. We're going to sell these baby cows too. Again, just to kind of get everything at the same age, so we have a little bit of a rotation here. And I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this rotation, because I still don't mind selling cows when they get to like 36 years of age, right? I think there's still some value there. No, not to the trailer. I want to... Can we not sell you from here? Is it because the trailer's that we can't sell you from there? Can we sell you from this screen? No. We'll move the trailer here in a moment once we're done with... Well, momentarily once we're done with this. Why did you skip some spots? Oh, those might not be needed. Might not have needed any fertilizer because they're already kind of at that level. How are we looking on the age of our information here? I mean, it's getting a little bit dark, so we'll probably need to be getting it swapped out here shortly, but should be okay for the moment. Yeah, all this back here is actually over fertilized at the moment, so it's looking good. We are at bad pH, so we do need to add the lime. I might just drop the lime on top of what's here right now. I don't know if it takes into account until we plant again, but I don't think it hurts to just plop it down so it's already in the soil. It might take into account now. I honestly do not know the answer to that one. Actually, let me start over here. I think these two fields will need a bit more fertilization. I mean, one thing I could do is I could get me another vehicle. I mean, I would at some point like another tractor. I'm not sure. Goodness gracious, we just can't get any used vehicles on this map for some reason. I still also would like a semi-truck, I think, to move around the milk, although it's not super necessary. The tractor is good enough, I would say. But it would be kind of cool to get us a semi. Just so we have something else that can be doing stuff while we're doing other things. Let me temporarily stop you, my friend. Not that. I want to pick that up. Drop that one. And let's go over here and let's move this trailer out of the way, see if we can sell these cows. Because if we can sell these cows and get all this stuff out of the way, then we can go ahead and be working on the placement of the new thing. And actually, I guess I might as well just take this over here and sell it right away. Actually, before I do that, let's make sure I can, in fact, sell these cows now that the trailer's out of the way. Because if I can't for some reason, then I will need to bring the trailer back. Okay, there we go. I thought we could, just making sure. Okay, so all the cows are sold. We're going to buy some new ones momentarily. A little bit of money from that, might as well. I mean, I still want to have room for baby cows. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do that. Best time to sell them is at 36 months. They can start reproducing at 18 months. We basically just need one set of cows from them, right? So which would be at 28 months, right? Because they're 10 months of reproduction. I assume we could sell this thing even though it's got water in it. A decent chunk of money. Honestly, we got enough money to probably, let me think, pay for some of the cows for sure. Maybe not all of them. All right, so let's get you rolling back again. Let me move that one other thing out of the way. Make sure we can sell the maternity ward, and then we'll be able to go from there. I think with you doing the fertilizing again. I don't think this is in the way, but I'm just going to move it just to make sure. All right, we're actually a little bit over time. First thing next episode, we're going to be putting down our new what are these called? What's the actual terminology here? Husbandry? Is that what they're called? Just a cow barn. All right, fair enough. We're going to put down our new cow barn and buy us some cows, and we'll go from there. But hopefully you guys are okay with the plan of just trying to do a little bit more optimization here, not being too much afraid of if I need to borrow a little bit more money, and really zeroing in on kind of the purpose of this save so that we can get to an end. I think that's the kind of the goal at this point. So I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.